What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of 2 Minute Drill. My name is Omar. Next to me are my two beautiful co-hosts, Max and Earl. Today, we're going to look at the post Thunder and Bulls. What is so funny, y'all?
Keep going.
We're gonna look at the Thunder and Bulls trade after they made this season. People were saying that the Bulls gave up way too little in trying to get Josh Giddey, or was it the opposite way around? Not sure. It was the opposite way around. But sure enough, this ended up pretty badly on both sides. And I'm gonna pass it off to Max. Your take, your 2 minutes. Start now.
Yeah, like Omar said, those takes have not aged well at all because Josh Giddey, as of late, I shouldn't even say as of late, really like the second half of the whole season has been on an absolute tear for the Bulls. Like, he's making a statement that he is their best young, promising player. I mean, definitely Kobe White is in that conversation too, but with guys like Patrick Williams not really taking that next step, Matas Buzelis definitely has shown flashes throughout the course of the year, but nothing consistent yet. I know he didn't get the rotation minutes until recently, but you could definitely argue right now that Josh Giddey is the guy that you almost want to build around if Chicago, even excluding that crazy half-court shot and steal he got against the Lakers. Sorry, Earl. He's been a triple-double machine as of late, and I don't think they're empty stats. Like, that team is better when Josh Giddey is on the floor, and he has the potential to just have these crazy big games that win you basketball games. So I think for the Bulls, they're looking at that trade right now as a positive. I think the Thunder still are looking at it as a positive because I don't think Giddey would have reached the heights that he's reached in Chicago on that Thunder team. I think Caruso fits that team well, but he has been a little underwhelming, I think, at times this year. He's not quite the offensive player that Josh Giddey is proving that he can be, but I think Caruso's true value will come in the playoffs in a couple of weeks here. I think he's going to get more minutes, and even if he doesn't get more minutes, the minutes that he does play are going to be more impactful. When the game slows down, it becomes more of a half-court defensive game. Smart veteran players who make the right pass are more valuable, and I think that's what Josh Giddey is going to bring to them. So right now, if you're looking back at that trade, I think it's definitely a win from Chicago's point of view, even if you do wind up having to pay Giddey in the long term. I think he's someone that team is going to want to keep around. And for Caruso, as long as he does what he's expected to do in the playoffs this postseason, he helps the Thunder make a deep run. I don't think the Thunder are going to be looking back at this and wishing they didn't trade Giddey. I think for what they need, Caruso is probably a better fit, just as Giddey is a better fit over there in Chicago.
Yeah, and that's with his last 10 seconds there. Thank you.
Am I at 10 seconds there?
Earl, you want to go next? You okay with that?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah,
I can go next if you want. It's all good.
No, you can go. Let's go.
Yeah. You want me to go? All right, I'll go. All right. First things first, the Thunder on both sides of this deal, I think they did a good job. Because regardless, I feel like they were walking away with more than what they bargained for. I feel like they gave up too little, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like, what's the opposite way around? I'm sorry. I feel like the Bulls gave up too little to get Josh Giddey. So maybe the Thunder were kind of just looking out for, the amount of picks that they can actually retain. And maybe this was kind of a deal that would indeed shed salary, but then on top of the fact, not really worry about their future because they feel they're in a really good spot future-wise. I feel like they could have sacrificed Josh Giddey regardless of the idea. I mean, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as like the prominent ball-handling point guard, and to be honest, we saw Josh Giddey right next to him, and it worked really well, but they had to sit him. So eventually what ended up having to happen was you got to trade Josh Giddey to do bigger and better things. And people forget that Josh Giddey was doing double numbers in Oklahoma City before Shai really had his emergence like that. So I feel like a lot of people were sleeping on Josh Giddey prior to his days of being in Chicago. I still think Kobe White is the best player on that Chicago team. I think Josh Giddey is a very close second. And I think, again, this is one of those things where both teams really came out with a rare win for win. We've been seeing a lot of those trades recently. But to kind of end it off here, I think every team is kind of in a good position. I don't think any team is really regretting this deal, even if they didn't get a pick or two. That kind of ends off my 2 minutes there.
Wait, I guess I'll bring the conversation home.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me know when to go.
Just like Josh Giddey.
And go.
All right, so my thoughts on the whole Josh Giddey, Alex Caruso thing. First of all, I think the market for Giddey at the time was very limited, obviously for a lot of different reasons that we don't have to talk about today. But for what OKC got back, they needed more defense. I think at the time adding Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein was a great move for them, and it's going to help them in the playoffs. They need those guys, not only vets but great defenders all around. It made sense. And I think for the Bulls side of things, we all knew it was looming that they were going to move away from Zach LaVine. They wanted another guy that can put the ball in their hands. They kind of run the show through. And him and Kobe White, I think, do a good job of sharing the floor and efficiently. I'll add at that. And Max is right. Like right now, they don't really have a true direction. A lot of those guys are still trying to figure out their game. What does their fit look like in the future? And I think Josh Giddey gives them a little bit of direction. He's still young and he does everything. Like he does everything. He has defense. He rebounds. He can pass the ball. He can score. Even though I do admit he has a very unorthodox way of scoring. Like it just looks like if you look at fundamental, like if you look on YouTube, like how to score the basketball, fundamental wise, I think that's exactly how Josh Giddey plays. Like
He's
straight
big
by the
fundamental.
book. He just doesn't have like I don't want to. I'm okay. I'm not gonna disrespect his game, but he doesn't have like it's like a basic brand of swag, which is cool because it's efficient. So I think it works on both sides. Josh Giddey has been playing amazing recently. I mean, I can't even be biased. He hit a full court, basically one step in from almost half court, and he hit a game winner on us. And that's not the only thing impressive. The game before that, he almost had a quad double. So I don't know. He's just been playing great basketball, even outside of Lakers. He's been on the tear. So shout out to Josh Giddey and Alex Caruso. I think some people were worried about how he's playing now, but you'll really see his impact playoff time. So that's when you'll see the real Alex Caruso show up.
All right, good. So 2 minutes collective thoughts. Like Earl said, I think they really addressed their needs. We talked about this before. Oklahoma City literally addressed this as soon as they needed it, and I think that's good enough for them.
I'm just surprised it wasn't Omar that brought up Isaiah Hartenstein first. That was Earl.
I almost did,
time
but
in
I
the
realized. But people know from the channel. People know how I feel about those two acquisitions in
Do a
particular.
little lob, a
Yeah,
little flashy
I
pass.
mean, it's kind of expected. I mean, we've seen teams give up maybe something that they don't want to acquire better defense, and like maybe like I don't know.
As long as Caruso is hitting his corner threes and his wing threes in the playoffs, I think he's going to be good because he can drive.
Yep.
Like I think because if he's hitting his three, he can get to the basket and he's sneaky athletic. So as long as teams respect his 3-point shot and they're closing out on him, I think that's going to open up his game a lot. And obviously, when you play next to SGA, that makes your life a whole lot easier, especially on the defensive side.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
you said, I think for me, Alex Caruso, he's always been a playoff riser. I think we talked about that on our other show yesterday. Which I didn't put his name in there, which I probably should have. He just steps up on another level. Like he said, he's sneaky athletic. He can shoot the three ball in the corner. Yeah, and I think he's gonna be a good fit for the OKC team in the playoffs. Like they need aggressive guys like that. They need more Lou Dort type defenders off the bench, which they got this year. So shout out to them for that.
Yeah. Shout out to the Bulls too for people thought they got scammed in this trade. People thought that they were like, wow, you gave up the one guy that had some trade value in Caruso, and all you got back was Josh Giddey. You didn't even get a first round pick. You didn't even get a second round pick for him. You got Josh Giddey, who nobody wants. Turns out the Bulls saw something in him that seems to be proven right now. They saw a good player, and Josh Giddey's becoming a good player on that team. So shout out to them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think somebody might have told the Bulls front office, why don't you look at highlights prior to him actually getting a comparable and good Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Why don't you look at the Thunder team before Shai really started to assert himself as that leader? But with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on this episode of the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, episode 2-minute drill. Be sure to check us out on Playback this week. We are there twice a week going live for you guys. We do the podcast over there. Then we got our own little show on Fridays at... Did we change the time? No, we didn't. Like 12, right? 12:30? 12 o'clock. So make sure to be there and be square.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I'm stupid. Oh my God, I didn't hear y'all. 2 o'clock. Thank you guys. The colored
Wow.
pencil returns. But thank you guys so
Oh
much.
my.
Appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, be sure to check us out on YouTube. And we're there all the time. You're probably seeing this episode on YouTube. And again, playback, we're there. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Peace.
Peace.